What is going on, guys? And in today's video we're going to be talking about the ATST and how to use it effectively, or as the series called, how to be a pro. Now the ATST, for many people steer clear of it because they don't really fully understand how to use it and what the best ways to use it are. Now, for the very ill-informed, the ATST can only be used by the Imperials, and it's basically a tank-like vehicle, if you wish. It's only Imperials that can use it. It's got 3 different weapons, which are the blaster / laser, grenades, and missile. It can be played either a long range or a close range type of vehicle. Now we're going to talk about the best ways to use each of those weapons. Now the blaster / laser, it's basically an all-purpose weapon. It can do quite a lot of damage to vehicles, it can do a lot of damage to infantry. I think 2 blasts from it that are hits will destroy, well, not destroy, but kill an enemy infantry, along with it takes a lot of damage with turrets, and it does a lot of damage to vehicles such as Y-wings, A-wings, etc. So it's a very good weapon to use, and it's your main weapon anyway. Now the grenades. The grenades can be used to kill multiple enemies, especially ones that are in hard to reach places, such as you can see now, if they're on the hills above you, you can fire some grenades up and you can take down enemies in hard to reach places. I've had it a few times where there's enemies been sat on like a rock on Hoth, such as the mountain to my right hand side, and I just fire a few grenades up, kill them, or at least worry them, and then they get off the mountain and sort of have a bit of a panicky moment. Personally, for me, I like using them against masses of enemies. As you can see, I'm on the right hand side of the uplink at the minute on Hoth, the first base, and there's multiple enemies. There is absolutely tons of enemies on this right hand side, and as you can see, as soon as my grenades recharge, I'm using them again. Now, keep the pressure on the enemies. Use the grenades as soon as they recharge. If you know you can hit someone or land in the general vicinity of the enemy, it will do damage to them. Keep using them. Keep firing your main weapon, keep using your missiles, keep using your grenades, because they do splash damage, and they will do a lot of splash damage. They kill you pretty quick if they land anywhere near you. So use that to your advantage. Me personally, I use it whenever. I use it as much as I can, when I can. If I know there's an enemy there, I'll fire a few grenades, then by the time it recharged, I'll use it again. It's not really that hard to get to grips with, and as you can see, I am absolutely mowing enemies down with the grenades. Now onto the missile. It's able to lock onto turrets and air vehicles. In terms of turrets, any type of turret. Turbo lasers, vehicle turrets, infantry turrets, all of it. It will lock onto every single one, as well as all different air vehicles. I have most success when it comes to taking down the snow speeders, because they're not very manoeuvrable. Obviously you've got those manoeuvres to break the lock, but other than that, you're not going to avoid it, so it's very effective against snow speeders. On to the next one. The ATSTs are pretty weak on the sides and back, so if you can, try and stay facing the enemy. If someone ion torpedoes you or gets an ion grenade stuck to your sides or back, it will do a lot more damage than if it was stuck to your front. Me personally, when I know people have got ion grenades, I try and stay a bit further away so it's harder for them to hit me and do more damage. So watch out for that. If you can, try and stay in cover, or at least try and stay sort of with your back against a wall, because then it's more difficult for them to get behind you and kill you. Now this leads me on to the next point. Use cover. I know it sounds dumb. You're a big freaking tank. You've got grenades, missiles, lasers, and you do a lot of damage. But you can get taken out very, very quickly. On Hoth, the final base, when you're in the trenches, an ATST out in the middle of there, it will get destroyed so quick. You've got loads of turrets, you've got loads of vehicle turrets, you've got laser turrets, the ones that shaped like a mushroom kind of thing, with a dish. They do a lot of damage to an ATST. 3 hits on that, and you're dead. So use cover. There is a little trick you can use where in the ATST you can shoot through cover sometimes. Usually, and it was a big problem with the beta, you can shoot just through cover, just the very top of the cover. You can shoot through it because you're in third person. It was a big problem in the beta/beta where people would in third person and they'll shoot through cover. It's a bit of an issue with the ATST, so use that to your advantage. Stay behind a rock, stay behind cover, because you're going to be exposing less of yourself, which means you're less of a target. You're less of a target. It's harder for them to lock onto you, and it's harder for them to hit you, especially if you're at further ranges. So use that to your advantage, because honestly, it works an absolute treat. And last, and finally, on to my last point. If you know someone's using an ion weapon, if you know you're shooting a group of enemies and say the guy on the far right or just to your right of that group of enemies has got an ion torpedo or an ion grenade, and you know it's him that's got them, take him out first. He is the biggest threat to your health and the ATST. Anyone with ion weapons that you know has got an ion weapon, take them out first, because if you don't, you're going to die very quickly. The ion torpedo and the ion grenade, if you've upgraded them, and even if you haven't, they recharge pretty quick. As we all know, the star cards recharge very fast, so be cautious of that. If you know that he's got an ion weapon, take him out, and then focus on the non-ion weaponed people, because there's only so much they can do to you, and it's basically a bit of common sense. But anyway guys, that's it from me. If you like this video and you want to see more, make sure you like, comment, but more importantly subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these type of videos for weapons, vehicles, star cards. So if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.